The winner of the Innovation Champion Award is Brilliant Labs.
Thank you, everybody. It's a tremendous privilege to be among so many different people recognized for the work that Brilliant Labs has done. Un immense merci à tous ceux qui ont fait partie de notre projet à inspirer les jeunes, des innovateurs. Thank you also to Dave Hickey for the nomination. 9 years ago, I'm glad I brought it up here towards Fredericton, an amazing person with a brilliant mind and a golden heart, dropped a pebble and it started trying to ripple across the province through the Bay of Fundy. Eventually caught a wave, or made a wave that reached all of Atlantic Canada. Currently we're reaching about 95% of schools across the region. But we can't pat ourselves on the back because sometimes it's one teacher, one classroom, maybe two. There's many more hallways or classrooms down the hall that we need to also reach. We've been able to attract international talent. We've recruited PhDs from Tufts University, MIT grad, electronic engineers from South America to help come to Atlantic Canada and inspire this next generation of innovators. When Marcel mentions a movement, and also should include a socially responsible entrepreneurial spirit, respecting the sustainable development goals. With climate change and all these things happening, education is probably the best return on the investment we can make as a population. I know if you worked or you read the trade show earlier today, you might have seen a 6'2" tall robot using artificial intelligence and voice recognition. That was done by Jacob. I was afraid that he had imposed using security for him because when we asked him to come up here with us, that we have to drag him. It's more risky. But if you order us, please have Jacob from the internet. It's a young person here, Alex, needs someone. If you please stay. You ask Jake what he wants to do later, which is soon, in the next couple of years, is mechatronics. Leah wants to be an electronics engineer. In part, hopefully inspired by Josh Keys, our innovation engineer that led this open source prototyping platform. Here in New Brunswick, we developed, now we're it's being assembled here. It's a prototyping platform that Leah was able to leverage and do some machine learning with it. Originally it was with the B board and Jacob's big robot. Now we've gone to the Raspberry Pi, which is another microcontroller, which is fantastic. We've got kids all over this province and beyond that are just bubbling with ideas and innovation. And we have to get behind them. So when we look at the investments that are being done, Brilliant Labs might be responsible for close to 90% of the innovation in the K-12 system, in partnership with the Department of Education and many, many other partners. But that's with 0.0005% of the education budget. If you want to do the math, that's $500,000. Doesn't go far. There's so many people waiting for our help. We're booking months in advance. This is a call to action. Like David Alston dropping that pebble 8, 9 years ago and allowing us to reach over 900,000 youth. Or sorry, it's 900,000 youth in Atlantic Canada. Reaching youth 900,000 times and supporting teachers over 100,000 times. It's a wonderful thing, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Where we're going to be in the next 8 years, we have to invest in our youth. With the work that the McKenna Institute is doing with math, redesigning curriculum, and digital literacy framework, these are key components. We have to transform everything system-wide. Teachers, teacher training programs should not be leaving UNB and St. Thomas as teachers without understanding how this works and how innovation is so key in the classroom. It's too late to have this debate of should we focus our investments in education in language arts or in math. It's got to be innovation. It's across all subject areas. So I thank you very much on behalf of everybody at Brilliant Labs. We're very grateful for recognition. It inspires us to keep pushing. So
Pretty good for 9 months.